In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another pointless automotive podcast.
Hi.
Chadwick and Frank
Hello.
at it again, guys. Unfortunately relegated to Zoom land, but you know,
I know. One day that was so nice to like be bathe in each other's essences and musks and moisture.
Okay, that's where I thought you were going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, humidity.
On that note,
oh boy,
before
is that
we
a
get
Kirkland signature?
So this is Kirkland's signature. It is actually a Deschutes, a
Oh.
Deschutes.
Lovely river, lovely brewery.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's pretty good. Tasty
So
beverage.
I had my bachelor party on the Deschutes River.
Oh, I thought you were going to say earlier today.
No, yeah. You know what? That would be a rad tradition, is to annually have a bachelor party to celebrate your marriage with the boys, right?
Yep.
Do it like the weekend before your wedding anniversary. And just like make mistakes.
Yeah.
That could actually be genuinely fun. I like this idea.
I mean, to stay alive, you probably got to go a little less hard than you do on a bachelor party usually. But
100%. Because how old was I? I was 20, almost 25 when I got married. So I was a baby.
You were. Jesus.
Yeah, just out of college. And like, I don't know about you, but oh boy, I can't do really anything other than maybe shake a rake at people.
You should,
or yell at people for making like a turnaround in my driveway. That I can do better than I did when I was 25. Everything else, I do worse, including drink significant amounts of alcohol. So yeah, I would have to temper it quite a bit.
I'm going to step in and save the listeners from your arranged marriage story. But we'll get us back on track here,
already. Already. All right, fine.
We're cutting them off early, guys. So this is kind of a point of contention. We're going to have some this is a trigger alert warning, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a very controversial issue because coupe versus sedan is a very touchy subject, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think this is fun. I think this is fun because each has fallen in and out of favor. None of them are popular anymore because they're not SUVs. But back in the day, right, we've lived through many iterations of this ye old battle. Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. I think this is a lot of fun to name a car and decide which one was better, the coupe version or the sedan version. It's cool. It's going to be interesting. I'm kind of curious. I think I know which way you swing in this game as well.
Oh, in this game.
In this game as well. But I think it's going to be interesting.
Usually,
and I've got some interesting cars here, and I hope you have a couple you want to talk about.
I do.
Let's kick it off. I'm going to kick it off strong. The second gen Acura Legend. Now, that would be the Legend that runs from 91 to 95. I love these cars. Mm-hmm. Before I even do the polite thing and let you talk, Frank.
Yeah.
I just got to tell you, coupe.
Yeah.
Coupe is the way to have this. Manual, we don't
kind of easy choice on this one, I think.
Coupe every motherfucking day. And it just looks right. The proportions for me, the long ass doors match the long ass hood, the long ass trunk. And that's it. End of topic.
I mean, almost 20. I'll say this, almost 25-year-old me would probably say coupe for every single choice, no matter what. It would be a hard line, always the coupe.
That was the period. That was period of coupe power.
Like older, more mature, more less turgid, more wrinkly version of me today. There's going to be a lot where I'm going to choose sedan during this convo. This is not one of them. The coupe, first and second gen, really any generation legend.
Yep.
The coupes are always, I think in both generations have been very, very good looking cars. I really like the way both of those cars look. And the sedans have always just been ho-hum, deeply ho-hum. Yeah.
It's coupe. The proportions. It's just the way they stretch the door out. It just looks right. Because that car's got a hell of a slab
and
side
the quarter.
to it.
I think the quarter, the way the rear quarters on those with the quarter glass and the way they kind of like slope the rear back glass a little bit. On that second gen, it almost has a little bit of a bubble to it, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a
Don't you say P1800 Volvo?
no,
Don't
no,
you
no,
do it.
no,
Not
no,
that far.
no. Certainly not that. But what I was going to say is like you can almost look at that quarter panel and like if you squint really hard, and like snort a line of heroin of just like black tar,
absolutely
Mexican heroin.
Ooh.
You can see a little bit of R34 in there.
Oh,
a little bit.
Okay.
Not as quite as flared, not quite as aggressive, but like it's that same ethos, I think.
Yeah, I feel like a little prelude in there too. A little bit.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit. Sure. I kept it in the Honda bloodline, right? But it's just that car
I just put
just
heroin
looks...
into my bloodline, actually.
At least you're budget friendly with the Mexican variety. That doesn't degrade the quality. It's just a financial statement, guys. It's true. It's cheaper. But the coupe,
ask us how we know.
Please don't. On the after hours special. But
Coming
kids
soon.
don't do drugs, kids. The coupe just looks right. It comes across. It looks, every time I see one, I pause because it really is you're right. The sedan kind of blends in. It's very, very pedestrian. The coupe, for some reason, just how everything's long and it's just really striking. It's a great design.
When you picture one of those coupes, if you close your eyes and picture one, what color is it? I love this game.
It's I like the two-tone ones from the earlier ones. But
that second gen, if you close your eyes and you picture a second gen, what color?
It's always fucking bronze, unfortunately for me.
Oh, okay. In my mind, it's white over tan.
Okay, that's a good one. Yep, but bronze.
I don't know if it's the best, but it's what I picture.
They don't look bad in any of the color. Even in the sedate colors, it still looks good. You know, it's starting off there, going to the coupe. Yeah. Acura Legend,
which is funny because I'm gonna go. The one I was reflexively going to say originally, what popped into my head, was similar. So I'm not going to say that one. I'll save this one for later. I'll put it in my back pocket.
Oh,
the other one I was going to say, and BMW stands come at me.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to skip E30 for now because that's a good conversation, but I think we've mildly discussed it before. I'm going to say the E90, and this is why I want the BMW stands to come at me because I never remember. I think E90 is the coupe. Sorry. I think E90 is the sedan. 91 is the wagon. 92 is the coupe. 93 is the convertible. But I don't remember because it's like the weird only one where they dice it up like that.
100%
is
right.
Everything. But I always mess that up. So maybe not.
No, you're right. You're right.
But E9X,
sure,
3 Series, which is the 05, 06, depending on coupe, convertible, whatever, to was it 11? I don't remember. A little bit too new for us here on this year pod.
Boy, I thought they were 08. I thought 08 was the first gen of those. The M3.
I think 05 for coupe and sedan, and then 06 for convertible, with 05 being, because BMW always does this, they carry over the previous generation in the convertibles for one additional year. So I think you can get 05 in a convertible.
No, E46. 05. Oh, you're talking E46?
No, I'm saying E46.
I had an 05 E46
coupe, right?
Yeah.
You're right. I think. Well, yeah, because there's an M3. I think you're right. I think
you're
05 was the last,
hard enough right now, dude.
And then I think 06 was the 90, except for the convertible was still an E46 carryover. So you can get an E46 cab, I think, in 06, but not a coupe or sedan or wagon. I
06. Yep.
Yeah. Anywho, as we're deep in pedantics, which is what we do. It's why we're all here. What do you think? And we're putting convertible, hardtop or soft top, and wagons aside. We're only talking two-door coupe
and sedan.
And you can dice that up if you want. You can say base model. You can say M3. I mean, I guess maybe for the sake of conversation and sportiness, we talk M3. But what you thinking? What dog is in your fight?
Sedan all day. I think the E90 is.
I agree.
Great looking. I think the proportions are right with 4 doors. Even if you get an automatic, it's not that bad. It was actually a pretty freaking quick automatic for its
Yeah,
time.
it was like a true DCT.
Correct. And it was properly quick. It wasn't like an early I hate like some of the early things that deviated from normal automatics, like the early
My septum.
DSGs. Yeah. Ooh.
Mhm.
My
Oh, that's
rectum
snorting heroin.
deviated rectum.
Yeah. There's two for the boys.
Only one of them works.
Yeah.
The other one gets worked.
Deeply
But the
impacted. Yes.
where was I? God damn! I'm thinking of what a deviated rectum looks like. But
You don't need to.
It's just
That's on you.
It looks right. I think
The
four door
rectum?
and no, it does. It performs well too. But the automatic was really good. I didn't like DSGs when those first came out. I thought those were pretty bad. And we all know about the F1 gearboxes and Ferraris, but those DCTs from BMW
the
were
SMG, yeah.
pretty damn quick. SMG was a nightmare.
Yeah.
That was a nightmare. But no, I go E90. I go sedan, man.
Yeah, I agree. And I would say you can draw this across the entire at least when it comes to M3s.
Yeah.
I think you can draw this across the board, right? Where if there's a 4-door available, right?
Yeah.
E30, you can get a 4-door here in the States, anyways. E46, same story. And so anytime there's a 4-door M3 available, the 4-door is the answer.
So my second one, which we might as well skip now because you're stealing my thunder.
I'm curb stomping your genitals.
E36 M3, same deal. The sedan looks so much better to me. When you have the coupe, especially with the E36, I don't think they look bad. But there's just like this real estate after where the door ends and the rear glass of the car that it just looks blank. And I think the E90 coupes, is it E90? Yes, for like remember the first 335s?
Mm-hmm.
They don't look good to me in a coupe. I think they look kind of shitty for the same reason. There's like this space. It just doesn't look good.
Quarter. I think part of it is
pre-quarter panel. It just doesn't look right.
Pre-quarter. Yeah, it's fine. We'll
leave it.
Well, part of the like in my mind. So there's a couple different ways to approach this, right? Like when it comes to specifically the M cars,
sure.
Where the M cars, they're the sporting one. They're the one that's like the you're getting an M3 because it's got sporting chops,
right?
Like, genuinely, but it's also a bit practical, right? It's got a trunk, it's got a back seat that you can use if you need to. And so if you're gonna do that, right? If you're gonna have the practical sporting car, you should have it be actually more practical than competitors, right? Because like otherwise you get something that's a little bit better at the sporting part and even less at the like practicality part, right? If you get a 2-door E36, the likelihood of you using that back seat is what, once a decade,
right? That's why they're in good shape and the front seats are always torched.
That's right. So what's stopping you then from getting like a Boxster or a Cayman,
sure,
or a whatever, an MR2, something that's better at the sporting part? And so there's that part of it. But if we're just talking the styling, on that, E36 coupes though, a good one. They really do look good though.
Yeah, but the sedan just looks right. It's something about it. Yeah.
I will say an E46 coupe to an E46 sedan, I think the coupes look far better than the sedans.
They did the right thing keeping it coupe here. Yeah.
We should have gotten a 4-door though.
Nah.
We should have got E46 M3 coupe or sedan and wagon. We should have gotten
E46, we should have got the touring. I'll give you that. It should have been a coupe and a touring. Skip the sedan.
Yeah, but
you can go get your ZHP. ZHPs could come with a 4-door, right? So
yeah.
There you go. You can get your Diet M3, dude.
Yeah. It's
those things are pretty damn good, by the way.
ZHPs are dope. Yeah,
they're really good.
I mean, if it's like on paper, it's like the same power and everything as the E36.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah, little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess while we're here, how about just E30 at large? Not M.
Yeah.
Just an E30. Where coupe or sedan? Because they're both pretty freaking good.
They're both, dude. So here's the problem: you get a 318 IS or a 325 IS in red, whatever. Something bright and shouty. Coupe.
Mhm.
When you're getting the beiges or the silvers, sedan. It just works. I don't know why. It looks right and it works right.
Yeah, I have this weird, because it's me.
Mm-hmm.
I have this weird thought about not you.
I thought first off, I'm glad it isn't growth that you said. Weird growth.
Yeah, I've got this weird boil. Check out this goiter. I'm not. By the way,
postural, if
watch
you will.
it. Check us out on YouTube, so you can see the. If we get to what should we? If we get to 5,000 subscribers, we do a goiter reveal.
like first off, for those not watching, Frank, I appreciate you spreading it, but you don't need to spread it that violently. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is the thing, though. If you go deep Zapruder film study on the goatse image, homie's wearing a wedding ring, which just raises additional questions. What I was trying to say, I think, where the hell was I going? Oh, weird idea.
Okay.
I think I really like the more sporty, the more expensive, the higher end cars in more mundane, boring colors, and the more like sedate family or economy cars in the brighter, louder colors.
No, yeah,
that's my
yep.
Right? Like if you're gonna get the Prius, get the noisy, ridiculous ass color. And if you're gonna go get a Countach or a Diablo, get it in white, right? Or Diablo, I should say. White, get it in white, right? If you're gonna go out now and you're gonna get this Puro Sangue Ferrari SUV, don't get that in bright screaming green. Get that in root beer. Get that in and gold. Get that in white. Get it in like old man spec color, and I think it's more impressive and more like whispering loudly, if you will, than like getting the Kermit the Frog green in first gen Insight.
There's something like a 318 IS, which is not the fastest car. Let's be honest. It's kind of it's a budget M3, and they're great
1
cars.
year only.
I want that in a loud red. I want that with a spoiler. I want to put wheels on it, and I want it to be loud. I don't know why. It just seems like it just looks right.
But how good is just like a 325i sedan in Hellrot red? Like
it's also cool. It's cool.
And that one's tough. I think that might be one of the tougher cars to discuss, is because like E30 sedans are so good.
It's a win-win, right? It's whatever your use case is, right?
But you can't get anything like an E30 today. Let's be real. But like you can't. Can you get a decent sedan? But what I was gonna say was like compact sedan, like anything remotely close to that small.
No,
in a sedan,
I don't think so.
Doesn't exist. Like you can get a
Sonata or a Elantra or something like that.
I guess like Jetta GLI, I guess, but that's
they're kind of beefy now too. Yeah.
Civic Si is the size of that era's 5 Series. So yeah. I don't know. I think on the E30 I skew coupe. I think 46 I skew coupe. I think the rest I'm sedan.
Yep. Agreed.
Sedan for the rest of the 3 Series.
They look right. How about this? We'll go back to Honda land, kind of.
Oh boy.
3rd gen Acura Integra. And this is counterculture opinion here.
I think you know where I stand on this.
I know where you stand, but I argue that the 2-door's the better way. This is a sports coupe. This is a sports coupe from the period of the sport coupe. The 3rd gen Acura Integra was when coupes were everything. And automakers were struggling to redesign sedans to become coupes and losing all that 4-door functionality. Coupes were hot at this period. It's just late 90s into the mid 2000s was the era of the coupe. Probably early 2000s. I go mid 90s to early 2000s. That's when the coupe reigned absolutely supreme. The 4-door is cool. 4-door is very cool. It's a little Accordish for me, and that's not a bad thing. I like Accords. You like Accords. We all love Accords. But the coupe is the only way you can get a Type R in the States. I see. That's what.
God, how good is a Type R sedan?
It's so cool. It's just cool because it's weird. It's a forbidden fruit. It tempts you like the fruit of another. But it's. I think the Integra is probably the quintessential sports coupe.
Who did that song? That's stuck in my head. Tempted
by
by
the
the
fruit.
fruit of
It's not
another.
cream. No, it's not cream. That's way too old.
No. It's
It
like,
made me cream.
yeah.
Um,
Well, God, that's gonna. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna
it's
have to
not.
let
It's
that
like
rot in
Steve
my brain.
Miller Band era. You know,
It's later than that. I
it,
feel like there's. I
he
feel like it came out in like
stretched. Get the fuck out of
1982.
here. Steve Miller stretched into the '80s,
He
son.
did. Yeah, not Stephen Miller, who hopefully will. Anyways, let's not get into politics, but
Just
fuck that
Stephen
guy.
Miller light. All
Um,
right.
yeah. But no.
Coupe.
Yeah. By the way, I looked into it. It's completely legal to build and own a guillotine. It's just illegal to use it. Anyways, the
Well, how
no,
do we go to the town center and provide entertainment for the?
Well, no, I thought about it. Like,
townfolk?
if I just put one on my flatbed by 41 Chevy and I just put a guillotine on it and just like drove it around, can I get in trouble? Legally, no. Realistically, yeah, probably.
You
but
bring up an
whatever.
interesting point because people are considered insane if they're a little too ahead of the power curve. You give that thought process 20 years, Frank,
Yes,
society, just go along with
exactly.
it.
Exactly. I just start speaking in French and driving around with the guillotine. Um,
Well,
okay. So, I this particular generation, if you said first generation, Coupe. Second generation, Coupe.
you're almost there. One more, buddy.
Third generation. I'm a sedan truther on the third generation. And granted, I am very biased here because I owned a 98 LS sedan 5-speed. And I like the proportions a little bit better. I like having the sealed trunk versus a hatch, which I know again is sacrilege. I like having a usable back seat. If you go, and which I did when I owned this car, right? If you go deep dive into the old school Integra forums, people claim, with what evidence, I don't know, but people claim that the sedan is actually stiffer because of the way it's constructed than the coupes. And I have nothing to back that up other than forum chatter that I read when I was in college.
Oh,
but
resonated with a young Frank.
Golly, like a good GSR sedan, chef's kiss. Like, that's such a cool thing. And God, it makes me really want one. I'm getting the itch again. I'm starting to get the like look for something cool itch, which I don't have time to. But the itch. This makes me want to itch for another GSR sedan stock post facelift, which is 98 and later.
Yeah, they're kicking around everywhere, man. You'll trip on them just walking outside. A nice, clean, non-modified GSR sedan manual. Sure.
Yeah. I'll have to find someone with has one, and they won't want to sell it, and I'll just pull up in front of their house with a guillotine, and then they're going to give me one, and this is how this works.
Look at
Sold
that.
under duress.
Beautiful segue.
So,
there.
but you're a two-door. You're a two-door.
Two-door. They just look right. Now, don't get me wrong. If I could get a left-hand drive 4-door Type R and rebadge it as an LS, that'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of silly, kind of fun.
And then, like, I just imagine you getting like LS mesh wheels.
Oh yeah, I do the
but custom made in a 5-lug pattern for the Type R, so it fits
the same an extra inch or two.
Yeah, the one guy goes, "Wait a minute," and just like notices that it's a LS mesh in 5-lug pattern, and their head explodes.
Hell yeah! But no, I think the Integra is one of the best, front wheel drive sports coupes ever made. I think it just looks right, dude. There's something about the proportions of that third gen Integra in a coupe form, especially if you get the spicy version GSR or Type R. Obviously, it's going to be in the States a 2-door, but I think they look awesome. I like it. I like it a lot.
No,
dude.
they're good. I'm trying like.
The sedan doesn't suck. Let's be super clear. It's like not one is horrible, one is the other. But I think the coupe just looks absolutely brilliant. Good looking car.
They do, especially in a good call. And the facelift was big on those cars. Like I'm not. It's funny. Here's a whole other episode in and of itself. Is pre facelift, post facelift.
Right.
We just go over cars that are pre post. Right. Like wide body, narrow body Starion, or I mean, you can have this conversation forever, but
sure.
I Integra Coupe I mean, yeah, you're right. They're all excellent, but I'm going to go full sedan mode on this one.
Fair enough. And I knew you were going to go there.
How about this? Hold on, I got to count the generations.
Oh, God.
Two, third generation. This would be 1992 to, I believe, 1996. Toyota Camry.
Oh, this is an interesting one.
Yes, because this is my favorite. Bear with me here, quote unquote, fellow car enthusiasts. This is my favorite generation of Toyota Camry, right? Which is a thing that I said, because you can get a coupe, you can get a sedan, you can get a wagon,
right?
Which is the only generation where you can get all of those things.
What's the year again specifically you're talking about?
1990. Let's just say the first year.
Oh,
1992.
Okay. You could
Toyota
also get an
Camry.
all-track.
You couldn't know that's the generation prior.
Okay, got it. Damn it.
Yeah. That's
the way I'm going.
That's the 80. I think that was 85. Or sorry. Well, that was 88 to 91.
We were pretty close there. Selectable all-wheel drive was freaking dope. Okay, cool. So yeah, and you can get a manual.
So this is the more roundy.
You could get a manual.
You can get a manual not in everything but the wagon. I don't think we got a manual wagon.
Shame.
But you can get a coupe with a 3-liter V6 in the SE trim level with a manual, or 4-cylinder, the 2.2 liter. That was the ubiquitous, indestructible 5SFE motor that was in the NA MR2.
Okay.
As well as the Celica, Camry. Yeah. Coupe, sedan. Because you think Camry, you think sedan.
Always. And this is so you want your pre-Solara 2-door Camry. Got it.
Yes. Yes. Camry Solara. There's some gray area there. But that's a generation later.
The things I would do for a first gen TRD manual Solara. Salami.
Yeah, get the supercharger.
Yeah, dude. All day, every day. You know what? I think the coupe looks good. I think this falls back. I think this parallels our conversation with the Legend. The sedan just blends
That's why I
in.
pushed it to later. Yeah.
Yep, it blends in so well. But the coupe was interesting. Yeah, all day. Yeah, I'm going coupe manual V6. Let's go.
I would use that guillotine I was talking about to get my hands on a 92 Camry SE 2-door V6 manual cloth interior. Because they had let's say you got black over black, it'd be like black cloth, but the inlays were like a striped, like white and black cloth inlays.
That's right.
Talking inlays on a Toyota Camry is fantastic.
Oh, this is deep internet here.
Yeah. What a cool thing, and they don't exist.
Do you wait a little bit and get an ES300 with a manual? I kind of feel like that's a play too.
How about, you know what? Maybe that's actually the better question.
Yeah.
What would you rather have, an ES300 with a manual or a 2-door Camry V6 SE with a manual? Same generation.
ES300.
Oh, see, I'm taking the Camry, baby.
No, because Lexus manuals
taking the Camry.
So fucking rare, dude.
They're cool.
I
want that. I want that Camry. Cool.
The Camry's so good, but the ES300 with a manual is and they were so rare, friggin' rare, dude.
I wonder. You know what? That's a good question. There's probably nobody has this answer, but I wonder what they made more of. ES300 manual or Camry coupe manuals.
Oh,
in V6 specifically, because it's the same engine and transmission.
I got to give it to I think the Camry's got it. I think Camry's got numbers.
They made more.
It was such a low take on this ES300 manuals, dude. Get out of here.
You're probably right. I bet you this. I bet you there are more surviving ES300 manuals than Camry coupes.
Yeah, and that's still a very,
because you had a lot of old ladies that bought the ES300 and put no miles on it. Even they elected the manual because it's like, you know, I don't trust the Japanese still after Pearl Harbor. I'm not letting them control my shift points, and so they're getting
God
a manual.
Bless them.
Yeah, exactly. May they rest in peace. You're going ES300.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going Camry coupe.
No questions to be asked. The ES300's perfect. Two-tone, down to bone, with a manual. Get out of here, dude.
You got any last minute power players here?
I do. I have a couple really quick ones. One's kind of
Yeah.
a parting statement, but this one,
Okay.
modern CTSV. We're talking 2009 to 2014, and of course, the answer is wagon.
Right, but that's
Not on the table.
Yeah.
Coupe versus sedan, baby. So, what are you going with?
The right answer is sedan. I'm going coupe. I really actually like the way those coupes look. I know it's a little angular, but don't forget, I think it was like episode 2 or 3. I came out and like, I want an ELR, and those coupes look a little ELR, a little bit.
I'll take an ELR when it's the option versus a Volt. But in this here, the sedan just looks right. The proportion,
sedan
everything.
Is the right answer.
The coupe looks like it was like just fucking chopped. They were just like, fucking send it, and they just too much.
I like that. I like that bravado.
I think the handling is way better in the sedan. The longer wheelbase, yeah. It's just those sedans look good. They still look good today.
Yeah,
very aggressive bodywork, but not over the top. I kind of think they were the best.
I'm sure they sold more sedans, right?
The CTSs, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by far the most for sedans. Yep.
Yeah. What you had another one?
Just parting shot.
Okay, let me throw one really quick one. I know the answer to, and this is like not quite. It's in the spirit of the question, but it doesn't quite check the box of the question. First gen RAV4.
Coupe manual.
Yeah.
No questions.
It's coupe. But like just I don't know. That just felt fun.
They're so good. Over like blanket statement here, and no one's going to be offended by this. Any vintage SUV, 2-door.
Yes, you and I want 2-doors in any vintage SUV.
God,
the market at large wants the 4-doors.
Yeah,
that's why there are no longer 2-door SUVs, and if they are, they're getting outsold 10-1 by the 4-door counterpart.
The discerning buyer, prefers the 2-door look. It just, for me, it was the evolution of pickup trucks into SUVs, and all the original SUVs were 2-doors. To start off, Ford Explorer, be damned. When they made that natural progression to SUV shape, they kept the 2-doors, and it looks right, dude. It just looks good. We can go the old Isuzu Trooper, the original Pathfinder, 4Runners. God, they look good, dude. They look so good.
On that same parting shot, we do need to one day have a SUV versus minivan conversation, because I was editing some photos, right, getting lunch, and I was just sitting at the local joint, and I watched drive right in front of me past the window. A Honda Pilot, and out of the corner of my eye, because I was like busy doing stuff, out of the corner of my eye, I thought it was, oh my god, a lifted minivan. No, it's just a new Honda Pilot. and that's what it is. It's just like,
sure, yeah, modern SUVs, right?
Yeah, and modern full size 3-row SUV versus minivan. Go. I don't know. There's a conversation to be had there.
Don't say an unkind word about the Mazda MPV, baby, because I know you're going to go there. Lifted minivan.
No, that's what.
It's right.
That's what the market wants, but nobody wants to say it out loud.
They're scared.
Everyone wants a minivan with ground clearance. That's what they want. That's what they need. Nobody wants to talk about it.
So I think at the end of the day, we differed on a few things.
Yeah.
Sedans are cool. Coupes are cool.
Yeah.
They all have their place. And I love the varieties there. I think today, that isn't so much an option. I don't think we have the coupe versus sedan comparison, because everything's a 4-door, 20-door sedans, 20-door, 20-foot tall SUV. So we don't have to deal with this anymore. So fuck us. But I think the coupe versus sedan battle was awesome. And the cars we deal with, we do get to look at those things, right? We get to weigh what we favor more. And it's kind of cool how the individual taste, you can explore your taste more. You can go with whatever you like. And I like that. I like that a lot, man. I like free will, and I like personal freedoms. So coupe versus sedan. I thought that was a fun topic, man.
No, that's good. I know. I feel like we've touched on it in passing in previous episodes, and like, to kind of sit down and narrow it down. Like, I don't know. It is interesting, and it is and the best time. And you mentioned this earlier. The best era to have this discussion in really is the 90s, because you did say it is the era of the sport coupe, but you start looking at the late 90s, early 2000s, and that's really when the worm turned to the era of the sedan. Like there were cool sedans
But
for the
everybody
first
still,
time.
yeah, everybody still offered a coupe option in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was like,
Yeah, but like you got to like
for
2002,
hipness.
2003, and the cool cars are WRX
That's because the
and
WRC regulations, my friend.
and Evo, and that's great, and that's fine. And even 2.5 RS had a sedan, and you can get the Legacy GT, and the Spec B, and M3 sedans, and Audi RS or S4 RS4.
Right.
The sedan became cool when you look at the 50s, 60s, 70s. There were no cool sedans. They did not exist. There were a couple of things, 300S, 300 SEL 6.3 side, stuff like that. But yeah, and now there are no coupes, there are no sedans, which is sad. I'm waiting for the pendulum to swing back the other way, and suddenly we get coupes and we get sedans again.
Ooh.
I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, I don't know. Not about that one.
One day.
Cool.
Anyways.
Shall we shut it down?
Shut it down.
Good
Let's
talk.
go home.
Good talk.
Good chat.
Are we getting quizzy?
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm gonna find the quiz that I will place upon you. You tell the good people at home or on the road or in a prison cell what we're doing.
Yeah. Don't drop the soap for those last mentioned. So as Frank rummages through his box of impossible to figure out car quizzes, this is the Automotive Print Ad Quiz Game Show, guys. You're here for this. This is, you fast forwarded all the other bullshit. This is the main attraction. Frank is going to read through a magazine advertisement for a vehicle from the fair game department, is 80s, 90s, mid 2000s. He's going to omit anything that gives it away. I have 3 guesses to figure out what the hell he's talking about. If I fail, which I will along the way, he will give me the worst hints you've ever heard in the history of hints. 10 minutes will be on the clock. Frank, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Oh my God.
Let's hear this bullshit he's going to unleash upon me.
Okay. So, this one, interesting. It's a one pager, and it says, express yourself. Not like one expresses a dog. I think they're like talking about.
It's a picture of a dog's anal gland.
Exactly. Yeah. Milk yourself. No, I don't think that's what they mean. I think they mean about like you can do different things to this vehicle, and you can express yourself. And then it shows like a grid pattern on the top half, and there's like 4 different versions of the vehicle in question, and one says, this blank is me, and it shows the vehicle, and there's like some like scuba divers, and there's like a scuba tank, and they painted like a buoy floating on the side of the thing. And then the next one is, this blank is me, and it's like a lady on a bicycle, and she's pointing over her shoulder at like some bicycles painted on the side of the thing. And then this blank is me, and it's clowns, like actual moderately frightening clowns holding balloons coming out of the vehicle in question. And then another one is, this blank is me, and it's like a wealthy rich couple, white, and there's like a butler in the background, and some like some limousines, and he's wearing a white tux with a black tie. She's got a pearl necklace. And then yes, under that it says, express yourself. And then there's like an above view sketch showing the interior of the vehicles in different ways that you can arrange them. Introducing blank from blank. It's the van that's new size outside, you size inside. Its personality is your personality. Blank's roomy interior lets you carry 8 passengers with optional seating, or up to 151.8 cubic feet of cargo. Even tow up to 5,000 pounds, properly equipped. So Blank's always ready to go fish with you, antique with you, whatever you want to do. Our new van will eagerly do too. And Blank's sleek new size lets you slip easily through traffic or slide into a parking space, garage, or car wash. Because Blank's a blank, it offers all the luxurious options you'd expect from the folks who specialize in trucks you can live with. So you can dress up your blank with plush interiors, power windows and door locks, air conditioning units for front and rear passengers. It has an underline under the and. You really want to add the powerful blank engine, the biggest V6 available in a van. Express yourself in a new blank from blank. It's new. It's you. With more uses, more comfort, more fun than any new size van yet. Look up your nearest blank dealer in the yellow pages under trucks. Then buckle up and head for a look at blank. See how fast you'll say, this blank is me. Asterisk. Vans shown with customized paint and wheels not available from blank. Blank. A truck you can live with.
So don't express yourself in the colors presented apparently in this ad.
Right.
Truck references. We're not talking minivan. That towing capacity was pretty good for a V6. So
yes.
I think
what is it? The biggest in not in the West.
A van.
The biggest V6 available in a van. Just at large.
Take that, caravan. Express yourself. So it kind of made sense when you started to add it. Sounds like an express van. It sounds like what the make was, and I think I have it.
Okay.
This is at first I thought this is definitely domestic, and then I was thinking Chevy, and then you said the word luxury, which has never been attached to a Chevrolet product from this time period.
I'm sure there's
maybe a celebrity.
I'm going to say,
fair enough.
Feel like a celebrity in one. It's in the name.
Now, I don't know if this is a variant of. Let's see, and I don't know the exact here. I have an idea. This is a GMC van. Now, what did they call it? It was I don't think it was the Rally. It was the. Damn it. It's going to get me on the van specifics. I'm thinking because they all had crazy badges, and I always thought about peeling the Rally badge off and putting it on like my VR4 for some reason. I don't know why that
Rally with an E, right?
Right, and it's really cool. But no, this is the GMC's Savannah Safari van. This is a Safari, GMC Safari, 1987.
Final answer?
Yeah. 87 GMC Safari. I don't know if there's anything more than Safari, like if it's a specific trim, but Safari van. Final answer. 87.
Express yourself. Introducing Safari from GMC. So here's the thing. I and this is a little alluring to me, revealing. Best I can tell, this ad, it doesn't say the year on it, but there was like a link that I clicked on, and it looked like it was 1985.
Okay,
would have been the
That's
introductory year. Yeah, no, it totally counts. But when I said the biggest V6, I blanked out the name of the V6. It says add the powerful Vortec engine, the biggest V6 available in a van.
Damn it! You should have just quizzed me again. I would have got it.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't think they were using the term Vortec on their 4.3 V6 or
I
later
thought that was closer to the
V8s.
later 80s.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was. I know in like the Silverado and stuff that you didn't get the Vortec, I believe, until 95.
Yeah, that was a late.
So this is a decade later.
In the S10
but
Blazer, it was called the Vortec from the late 80s.
Correct. Yeah, but this was like introducing the Safari. So it would have been the first year of the GMC Safari.
What did the
stable made of the Chevy Astro?
What did the link say again? What year?
85.
That's really early to call it a Vortec.
Yeah, but it might have been. I have to admit, I am not a big GMC Safari historian. So I don't know. Like maybe was the Vortec introduced in the Safari and Astro? I don't know.
And they called it out in the ad, which is really weird.
Yes. Yeah. Capital V.
Okay, let's see what I'm
proper name.
Holy shit.
Yeah, see those moderately creepy clowns? And the very richy white people?
The cartoons at the bottom, the little
Yeah, I'm saying the above
Those are
view with
super
like
cool.
the
What?
I
Okay,
like how there's like one guy trying to get in the van, and they're like, "Sorry, dog, we've already got 8 people in here. What do you want us to do?" And he's like, "Well, I guess I'll just end it all." And he's gonna go like put a fork in a light socket or something.
also, the blue van is hitting the beige one, like directly making
Happens.
contact. The
Happens.
clown,
Anything
I think
happens on a
that's,
Ferrari
I do believe
or
that's
Safari.
ICP in that lower left photo.
Yeah, it's like proto juggalos. I think that's what this is.
Oh, you're right. There isn't a date. Huh.
Yeah, but the link I clicked on said it was 1985, which would have been. It says introducing the GMC Safari, so I suppose we can do a little bit of deducing.
Lord Tech. All right, let me get out of this ad. This is creeping me out. What's up with the guy getting married?
I don't think they're getting married. There's a butler and stuff. I think they're just. I think they're
weird.
just like,
Are
look
you
how
sure?
rich we are. They're like 1980s white people opulent.
That guy could have a little Hispanic heritage in him. Come on now. He kind of looks like the Karate Kid grown up a little bit, but hey.
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah, a little bit.
I suppose. Okay, so like
Good
well,
ad,
hold
dude.
on. I don't hold on. I
Which
don't
one
trust...
had the rally then? Was the rally that was the Chevy variant, right? Had a rally.
It might have been, yeah, it might have been the Astro. It might have been the Astro rally.
Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out when. So I looked up, hold on. It looks like the Safari was launched in 92,
Okay.
which makes more sense.
So I was way ahead of the power curve there.
Yeah. But like I don't know. Even the internet is confused by all of this.
Boy, it looks like a freaking 80s van in these pictures though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I is this our first? I think this is our first GMC we've done.
Is that right?
I think so. I don't think we've ever done any GMC.
No Jimmys? I'd be shocked.
Ooh, I don't think we've done I don't think we've
Never tried to bust a
ventured
Jimmy
into
out of me.
No. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Jimmy.
painful.
Yeah. Hats and all.
Yikes.
No. Well done, sir, on the first guess on a GMC Safari. So good pull.
Yeah.
Well done.
I mean, you started off like the truck, the occupancy. First I was minivan land, right? Like that's where I wanted to go.
But then it like basically says like minivans are for bitches and like it
truck.
Exactly. A truck you can live with. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew what it was at that point. And
The folks
luxury.
who specialize in trucks.
Luxury is what really talk about cluing in on one keyword.
Yeah.
When GMC used to be considered luxury.
Yeah, no. Nope. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Have you been dabbling in PCP?
Have I been? So yeah, it's been a little rough. What did I want to talk about? I think I wanted to talk about butt stuff.
Oh boy.
I really wanted to talk about
After Hours. That's for that's for Patreon members only. We don't have a Patreon, so
I wanted to talk about your Chevy Sprint Turbo for a minute, Frank.
please do. Yes.
So
You got to experience it.
Frank hooked me up. We got to film a review of his 1988 Chevrolet Sprint Turbo.
Mm-hmm.
What a cool car! I know it's a lot of it's a lot of Suzuki in there, but good lord, dude! I thought I've always liked these, and I like these weird cars in this period. These like performance variants of very cheap economy cars.
Can I pause? I know
Absolutely.
I gave you a quick sequitur. It's not a non sequitur. You got to spend some time with the car.
Mm-hmm.
We did some filming with it. You're going to put a review. Can I give you a title for it?
Let's hear it.
For your review video?
Let's hear it.
A cultist personality.
Oh, that's good. That is good. That's good.
A cultist
really
personality.
And it kind of works.
Okay, sorry.
But no, so fully expected this car to be like a joke, to fall all over its face. And it did. It fell on its face a lot. But it didn't, because the car is actually fucking performance oriented. Like I'm telling you, I think the reason it wasn't able to totally deliver the goods was the suspension, the brakes, things like that. You just
things like, brake suspension,
the
tires,
basic things you should fix before we go canyon carving. Oh, and you do a rally, Frank. But anyway,
it worked mostly.
This guy, yeah. No, dude, what a car! It is a hot hatch. I have zero questions about that
giggly.
now, dude. It's so good, and it isn't slow. It's Miata levels of speed. Just get that in your head at the beginning. But once that thing's on boil, it moves. The turbo really pulls through the rev range. The handling, yeah. The shifter feels really good. That I was going to say the drivetrain surprised me the most. That gearbox, pretty
Yeah.
fucking healthy, pretty good.
Yeah.
The engine also very healthy, no weird noises, no like obviously lack of boost like dropping off or anything like that. So the turbo's still making that boosty boost. Dude, I am so like I'm just shocked. Like the second I started driving it, I was like, what the hell is going on? And then as I got more comfortable, I started to push it a little too much, but
Yeah.
it's a what a cool car. What a cool boxy little 80s hatchback.
That car, I think,
Mm.
is an incredible lesson on the power of being lightweight.
Oh my God, here comes some Lotus talk. Everyone get prepared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like simplify and enshitificate, right? Like it's not like everything
Safety
about
third.
that car. Yes, exactly. Shake hands with danger.
Ugh.
Because you do, right? Because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna like shortchange your video and tell the people how light or heavy it was, but we
Oh,
were both
good call.
astonished
Yeah.
at the number with a very full tank of gas,
Unbelievable.
which I think it's like a 9-gallon tank. It's like not a lot,
But still, it's
but it's yeah, it's that's the takeaway. I think is
Yep.
just the very cheap components, 70 horsepower,
no safety.
no, yeah, but like
Negative safety
it's
even.
all of the fun and all of the stuff that you're talking about on why it's good and eager is because of just how absolutely lightweight that car is.
So light. The engine's very eager. It revs up quick. The boost is, I think the turbo's a perfect match for the weight.
Mhm.
But the steering was pretty good. Steering is pretty
manual.
quick. Yep, pretty
Manual
quick
rack.
Gearbox, though, surprised me. Probably the most. I thought the gearbox was going to be really spongy, really fucking vague.
Mhm.
Throws.
The clutch is a little wonky.
The clutch is a little soft especially for a cable operated clutch, but the throws were period correct long, big chunks. But it just slotted in perfectly.
Yeah, the gate is good.
Red line shifts, no problem. No resistance from the transmission, not pushing back. I don't know. The car actually fucking came together. I thought a lot of hot economy ship boxes from that period, they still feel like ship boxes. 90% of the equation is there, right? And then it has a spicy engine, so it accelerates a little quicker, but the gearbox is the same. Suspension sucks. I can tell they put a little effort in this car, and it's special. It's special. God, not to mention it's probably one of a dozen on the road. So
what's funny is like on a drive that you did with it, it very much is like it punches above its weight.
Yeah.
You can feel that there was intention put into it, and you could feel the benefits of just how lightweight it is, and tossable and eager that car is. But to your point of like, it doesn't feel as much of a shitbox as like it would let you believe. But then you just like are cruising at 75 miles an hour on the freeway in a straight line for an hour,
right?
And you are very much reminded on like you're at that speed, the tops of the doors like flutter like, what are you doing?
The build quality, yeah.
And the all the hard plastics and the seat, which looks fantastic. You get all the support of an abusive parent. Like it's not
a lot, like, folks.
It returns to its Econobox roots when you're not using the fun bits of it.
But I'll
which
tell
is fine.
you, Frank, though, I've driven, God, I don't need countless sports cars up there. And I think that's where you really exploit a car, where if it doesn't have the chops, when you take it up on the roads we took it on, it becomes very apparent geometro convertible. Perfect. It immediately will shout if something's wrong. This car, fucking fun. And if you're smiling and you're having a blast, that's a hot hatch.
That's the point.
That's a hot fucking
That's
hatch.
the point.
So I thank you again. I can't wait to finish that review, guys. But that was my project car progress, and doing that actual review is the work part of it, which is a pain in the butthole. But dude, thanks again. So fucking good. Chevy Sprint Turbo. What's up?
Yeah. No, I'm glad I can get that to you.
Bucket list car for sure.
God. It's funny let's just keep with this theme, which is actually making no progress on progress cars, but driving other people's shit and then talking about it.
Hell yeah. It's cheaper.
It is cheaper because I just did this with the same year, complete opposite experience. Well, almost the same year. 1988.
Okay.
And this is what I got to drive. I got to drive this for photo and video work I was doing for a photography client of mine.
Very nice.
My friend, your friend Ingo at Genau AutoWorks. If you're watching this or listening, which you aren't, hello. Do recommend. Homie is the Bring a Trailer local partner for the San Francisco Bay Area,
Nice.
and so I got to do a put not a lot of miles, single digit miles.
Mhm.
And record, but like push it and row through the gears for video for a Bring a Trailer listing of a 1988 Ferrari 328 GTS.
Very cool.
Which is a car that these are cars we do not talk about here on this podcast because I'm not going to buy one. Are you going to buy one?
Nope. No.
These are not cars. Coming off of discussing my Chevy Sprint Turbo, these are one of these things that's not like the other. But it was really interesting to take it out, and it's a very nice example. It's not like factory fresh, but 42,000-mile car.
Okay.
GTS black over black. Gated dog leg 5-speed manual. And I was not surprised by it. These were my takeaways. Again, this is on a 5-mile drive, but including like hustling it on the freeway, rowing it through the gears, like giving it the beans, revving it out. I didn't redline it, but I took it to seven grand. Ergonomics kind of trash.
Yeah.
Manual steering sucks in a parking lot. Killer once you're moving. Car looks fantastic.
Yeah.
You feel great in it, other than kind of the not great ergonomics. Like you're not really comfortable in it, or I wasn't, anyways. But you know what? It really the power delivery really reminded me, and the exhaust note surprisingly reminded me of the S2000.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's an 8,000 RPM, 260 horsepower. Flat plane V8. And a flat plane V8 kind of sounds like a really pissed off four-banger.
Kind of does.
It doesn't sound like this, American glub.
Yeah, it's not quad 4 levels of audio satisfaction.
No, nothing is. But like, because it's high strung, it wants to be rung out. It's a very healthy car. And so it made every bit of the 260 horsepower, which is not that far from the 240 on an S2000.
Right.
It felt like an S2000 with a far worse gearbox experience, but with like just oozing like vintage cool.
Shockingly, probably not a dissimilar curb weight. That's probably a 2,800 plus pound car, like right around. And an S2000 is what, 27 plus?
A little more.
So very
29.
similar. Yeah, so
29. Yeah,
real close.
Yeah, so I bet they're and so it was weird. Like think about this like mid-engine V8 Ferrari reminds me of S2000. Like it doesn't on paper. You're like meh, but like that was what was in my head. I was like, this is kind of like the S2000. Like the steering is way different, the shifter experience way different, the ergonomics way different, but the exhaust note, the power level, the eagerness, the chassis rigidity. This is a GTS, so it had to remove like a target top.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That car, it reminded me of the S2000, which was not really what I had no thought of that going into it. And then I came away. I was like, that's kind of what that felt like.
Super rad car too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Really cool. What a cool experience. I was like, I'm getting paid to do this. This is, life is okay.
This is not terrible.
And it's, just a pretty car, emblematic of the era. I can see that being super livable. Like if you want like a very livable, fast enough thing, vintage Ferrari, again, things that we don't really have a whole lot of interest in here on the pod, but like a very cool experience and one I was stoked to get. And we'll see. That's now the third Ferrari I've gotten seat time in.
Nice.
And yeah, it was cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, S2000 ish, which is weird.
We got Ferrari Frank in the house.
I know. Yeah. She Wanna Hop in a Rari is a really bad Kanye song that nobody should listen to. Anyways, Any parting thoughts here, good sir?
No. Well, I'm sorry you didn't drive a Chevy Sprint Turbo because clearly that's the better experience of those two cars. But
maybe. I mean, not. I mean, no, but yes.
You could not relax enough to take
per
that
dollar.
Ferrari on a rally. You would
Per
not
dollar.
be comfortable enough.
Yeah, I mean, not that the Sprint Turbo is comfortable, and you're more likely to die in the Sprint Turbo because of like a strong gust of wind or a large dragonfly,
a moderately sized chipmunk. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, it's just funny, like the juxtaposition between those two cars, very much the same era, and different mission statements, but both of them are giggly and fun and very different.
Well, hell yeah, dude, we got to drive cars. Way to make
Yay.
progress. Anyway. Let's just shut this shit down, dude. Thanks everybody for joining us. This is another Pointless Automotive podcast, APA podcast for the cool kids in the room. Please check us out wherever you listen to podcasts. Please rate us if you haven't rated us yet. What's that old site?
Hopefully
Was it
positively.
Rate my
rack?
RateMyPoo.com.
Oh, there's different ones.
Yeah,
because Rate My Poo is different. I remember
it's a little different.
There was Rate My Rack. And what was the other one? It's like not Rate My Face, but it was like it was just like
Rate My Poop is all that matters.
Oh, hotornot.com.
I knew a guy that met his girl on hotornot.com. I'm not even joking.
Impossible.
No, it really happened. True story.
Are they like violently divorced?
Oh, they're dead. They're both dead. Murder suicide pact. Anyway. Yes. What was I? Oh yeah, our podcast. So check out
Suicide
guys.
Pact.
YouTube. Guys, we're getting comments. Frank.
Wow.
Frank has never looked at our YouTube. Frank, we have a YouTube.
I saw
what podcast.
I saw what last episode had like 40 something.
Yeah, I know,
views.
right?
Like,
get on there, throw some likes in there, guys. Mix it up in the comment section. Yeah, but it's for a fucking podcast on YouTube. It's pretty decent. Hop in there, guys. Subscribe. Say some stupid shit. Check us out. We do film every one of these, so please check it out. Instagram, we don't even touch that, so whatever. Check it out. Also, I guess. Frank, where can the good folks follow? I guess I'll just say myself first. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm going to be greedy.
No, that's fine.
Auto Obscure Garage. Check it out for all your, because we already talked about the review I'm doing. So rescues, restorations, and reviews. And soon, home of the best. I'm going to say it. Chevy Sprint Turbo review on all of YouTube.
Oh, boy. Oh boy, them's fighting words.
It's a low mark.
Somebody.
And
Look
I'm
out, John Davis.
John Davis fucked up and put the Spectrum in there too, so he doesn't have a pure review of just the Sprint Turbo. So take that in your gauge clusters, you son of a bitch.
There's an on the Spectrum joke in there somewhere that we're not going to make. But
Frank, where can the good folks follow you? Tell them.
Boy, gosh, I'm running out of I'm running out of like shitty dating websites to say because I know I've Farmers Only, JDate.
You had Grindr for the first year and a half or 2 years of this podcast. So.
Well, no, I'm on all of these. I'm just trying to remember. God, is there a Scientology only one? There's got to be like xenufinder.edu or something.
Yeah, there's a weird crossover with Battlefield Earth fans, right? On the Scientology one.
It's probably yes. You can find me on the hottest new app, Battlefield Girth, which is for it's men's only dating Scientology site. So check that out. Otherwise, on all the other more popular social media things, I'm the Photographer's Garage. I'm doing photo and video of cars and things. So you can follow me there, but actually just follow us here. Just keep hanging out with us. This is fun. I know we keep talking about making this thing better, and one day we will. Hang in there.
We're here, baby. It's good.
That's it. Okay. Well, you're our main squeeze. Keep being ours, and we'll see you next week.
Take care as always, guys. Love you. Bye.
Thank you.